All right, so tonight, in order to critique the mainstream media, we actually need to go back to yesterday for a minute. You see, over the weekend, Iran claimed that it had in its possession a U.S. RQ-170 Sentinel drone. Yesterday, U.S. officials confirmed that, yes, Iran does, in fact, now have its hands on some of our most advanced technology. And the media followed with the story.
Top secret U.S. technology is now in the hands of the Iranians.
Claiming that it shot down a U.S. spy drone like this one over its airspace.
It is highly unlikely that Iran shot down this drone, that more likely there was a problem with the satellite connection or some other sort of mechanical malfunction.
Military officials confirming tonight to Fox News the Islamic Republic has indeed gotten a hold of a Sentinel drone similar to this one that went missing last week.
The only thing that the U.S. will confirm is that they lost a drone, but they insist that they did not have one shot down by the Iranians.
For the Iranians to get this sort of technology could be hurtful to the U.S. down the road.
The Iranians could exploit the high-tech cameras, the audio sensors, perhaps even some of the stealth technology.
Now, as I mentioned yesterday, I found it slightly odd that suddenly everybody had woken up to the notion that, hey, we might already be waging a covert war on Iran. Suddenly they started putting the pieces together and remembering that a number of Iranian nuclear scientists have been killed mysteriously. And there was that whole virus thing called Stuxnet. And there was a massive blast on a missile testing site in Iran 3 weeks ago. And when you start to think whose interest it might be in to disrupt Iran's nuclear and military capabilities, well, it all kind of starts to make a little bit of sense. And I will even note here that most of the actual reporting that was able to put the pieces together well came from online publications yesterday. Not the cable media, but they did at least give it a bit of a shot. But if you ask me, the most disturbing thing about this entire situation is that there is a covert type of war going on. And yet nobody out there in the television world seems to want to ask under what authority all of this is happening. I know that the president and Congress never asked me. I've never seen any public acknowledgement that the president even warned Congress about it. Oh, but that's right. The mainstream media has dutifully reported that this was, in fact, a CIA drone. And since the CIA's drone program is secret, we're technically not supposed to know about it unless they've killed some boogeyman or had a royal mess up like this one. Well, they're just going to leave it at that and stop asking any questions. That's become very obvious with their coverage of this today, which is zilch, nada. None at all. They've completely moved on and got back to the back and forth bickering of what Gingrich and Romney are saying about each other, or what Donald Trump is planning to ask at this debate that he'll be hosting. It's yet another shadow war, another nation's sovereignty that we're violating, and nobody cares. They've forgotten all about it. We have no idea where this could be headed. Iran's Revolutionary Guard has been put on high alert, and I'm pretty sure that somewhere in some back room here in Washington, John McCain and John Bolton are just sitting together and grinning because war with Iran, what they've been wanting for so long, just might be finally at their doorstep. But honestly, the last thing that this country needs, the last thing that this world needs, is another war, any type of military conflict whatsoever. And yet instead of speaking that kind of truth, our mainstream media just plays dumb. They pretend like the massive blanket of secrecy under which all of this is happening is no big deal, and they choose to miss.